They saved the best for last, as the third and final interaction between John Cena and Cody Rhodes was certainly better than the first two. However, the third promo between Cena and Cody could not stop Raw from going under 3 million. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. The Raw ratings are in for last week, and they are very disappointing. Now, we've seen that Cena came back, Cena turned heel, and ever since then, ever since the heel turn at Elimination Chamber, Raw has done either 3.1 million or 3 million on the dot. So the 3rd of March Raw did a 3.1. That was the first Raw after the Cena heel turn. The Raw after that did a 3.0. Cena wasn't there. It was a week later. The Raw after that was Cena's first appearance since Elimination Chamber. It went up again to 3.1. The Raw the week later was Cena's second appearance, went down to 3.0 million. And then this third and final Raw out of the 3 John Cena Raws is down again, and it did 2.9 million. And it's disappointing because they actually did have the best interaction. If you look at the 3 promos between Cody and Cena, I'm not saying that the one on the Raw last week, I'm not saying the third one was great or amazing or anything, but it was clearly better than the other two. And I was expecting this Raw to do a better number than the other two, because I thought the hype would have got around, people would have wanted to check it out. You had Cena and Cody actually interacting with each other. You had some good lines for Cena, where he was basically just burying Cody on the mic. And then, of course, we got a bit of physicality with a crossroads to Cena. So I thought because of that, it would naturally do better than the 2 Raws before that. However, no. This Raw is actually went down. It's done worse than the previous 2 Raws, and it is the worst Raw since John Cena turned heel, with a rating of 2.9 million. So not a good number for Raw, not a good number for WWE, not a good number for John Cena. But when you think about it, it could just be WWE's fault, and it could be them giving us the same shit for 2 weeks in a row. Cena came back and he pretty much done nothing, and then the week after that in Glasgow, he'd done nothing again. And it could just get to the point where maybe the fans were tired, the fans were bored, the fans were giving up, and they're thinking, we've already seen this, and it was pretty much the same shit they've already done. I mean, they've done the exact same thing with Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. How many weeks have they resulted in just arguing between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and then Io getting pie-faced? They do the exact same promo every week. And the same with like Jey Uso and Gunther for a couple weeks in a row. They pretty much did the same shit there. And with Cody and Cena, they were doing the same shit. So it doesn't matter that they saved the best promo for last, because, you know, fans maybe lost interest by then. That should have been the first promo. John Cena coming out, burying Cody Rhodes. That should have been the first Raw of John Cena, and that would have left us 2 more Raws with Cena, and we would have been excited. We would have been guessing what we get next, but instead, Cena comes out, absolutely does fuck all for the first 2 Raws, just makes some phony excuse about why he turned heel because he doesn't like the fans anymore, some bullshit excuse like that. And then Cody comes out, speaks to John, and John Cena just pretends that he's not there. Like, you legit can't see me. John Cena just listens to Cody and then walks off, you know, in the huff, not even responding. That was what the first 2 weeks was. Garbage. Absolute garbage. And then by the time they do something decent, you know, people have stopped watching, so sucks for them. Anyway, this week Raw was in the top 10 shows in America. However, not that impressive, only coming in number 8 on the list. So you had Adolescence, which was number 1, Gone Girls, number 2, Pulse, number 3, Devil May Cry, number 4, The Residents, number 5, Love on Spectrum, number 6, and $1 Million Secret, number 7. So quite a few things there ahead of Monday Night Raw. And yeah, just overall, that Raw, that's disappointing. The numbers are disappointing. There's no doubt about it. So, lowest Raw since John Cena turned heel, 2.9 million. I'm surprised. I predicted like a 3.3 or a 3.4. I just thought because of the Cena Cody thing and the fact that, you know, a lot of people were talking about it, and it was kind of trending through social media, and people were excited and saying that, here, maybe this Cena thing is going somewhere. I thought maybe that would have carried over the interest to the ratings, but I guess not. And WWE have only got themselves to blame. You know, if they only had Cena for 3 weeks, 3 shows before Mania, then you make the most of it. You have to have Cena go on the first show, his first appearance, and fucking nail it. You know, we have to see a heel John Cena. We don't even get a heel John Cena. The whole excuse of this heel turn, man, or the whole presentation, it is garbage. We have Cena coming out with his multicoloured shirts, just trying to sell shirts to the kids and sell shirts to whatever fucking moron's going to wear that multicoloured crap, you know, just coming out and trying to suck up to the hometown audience, whether it be in Brussels or Glasgow or London, where he's got the, you know, the colours of the country or the city or whatnot, this little themed you know, gear, apparel. He's coming out with his shirt, he's coming out with a hat, all this shite, and, you know, same music, same everything, same fucking towel where Never Give Up or Final Chance or Last Chance to see him. I mean, at this point, nobody wants to see him. It's shite. Honestly, a John Cena heel turn should have been great. A John Cena heel turn should have been epic. And there's been so many times over the years where I thought, do it here, do it there, and it's going to be great. They could have done it so many times. They could have done it, even after the Ruthless Aggression era, and you had John Cena went through that period where he was like really PG, and then he kind of moved beyond that, and then Cena started getting a little bit more. I don't want to say adult themed, but he started moving away from like the really kid friendly stuff. I would say around 2000 and maybe 2010, 2011, 2012. That's when we seen him starting feuding with, like, he feuded with the Rock, feuded with CM Punk, feuded with Brock Lesnar, and there was just opportunities. All right, I get it. He's not going to turn heel against Brock, but he could have turned heel against CM Punk, because CM Punk was like the top guy, the new top guy or whatnot. He was trying to rival Cena for the top spot. Could have had Cena turn heel then, or we could have had Cena turn heel at WrestleMania after he lost to The Rock. We could have had a heel John Cena. Remember, he brought back the Doctor of Thugonomics for one night, and he buried The Rock in that rap. He fucking owned The Rock's ass. We could have got the Doctor of Thugonomics back. We could have got that John Cena, or we could have got a new John Cena. We could have got Hollywood Cena, you know, just like a play on The Rock in 2002, 2003. That was a great version of The Rock, and we could have got something similar with Cena, but no. We get this bitch-ass Cena that is blaming the fans and saying that he's the reason they're doing this because he doesn't want them to be happy. He doesn't want them to like live through him anymore. And it is lame. So basically what he said was, I've been a phony my entire life, you know. He basically said he's never liked them. And he's just decided after 20 years to turn his back on them. It just makes himself sound like a loser. You know, we should have got an explanation. We should have got a John Cena that sold out. A John Cena that sold his soul to The Rock, like The Rock was saying, in order to, you know, secure that 17th world title. That's what we should have got, but instead we just get this little bitch that basically said, oh, I've never liked the fans and I've had enough of them and finally I've snapped. And they've waited until he's got 9 months of his career left to do it. Honestly, man, I think the whole thing garbage. And I'm still hoping Cena wins because I'm a big Cena fan, but this ain't it, you know. A John Cena heel turn should not be fumbled, and Triple H has done that. So that shows you how bad this guy is. That shows you how shite Triple H really is when he is fumbling the John Cena heel turn. Because the John Cena heel turn, honestly, guys, it should have been gold. It should have been amazing. And unfortunately, it's not amazing. Unfortunately, it sucks ass right now. But let's get into the clips. Let's see who was number one. So, we have Cody Rhodes nails John Cena with the Crossroads. 4.2 million. Not surprised. Yeah, obviously going to be number one. Anything with John Cena in it will be number one. So, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Crossroads, bit of physicality in there. And that was the highest viewed clip from Raw. Number two, we had Gunther forces GSO to watch his vicious attack on Jimmy. We got Jimmy bloodied, you got Jay zip tied to the ropes, and you got Gunther holding up the belt in the background. You know, it looks like a pretty good visual. I will give them that. 1.3 million. Not bad. It was a decent segment. It was the best thing those two guys have produced. The only problem is it's the only decent thing they've produced. Everything else has been garbage. It was like one decent segment, everything else shit. Number 3, third place. Bianca Belair calls off Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky and ushers in Chaos. It's got 625k. So, it was the referee, special referee. So predictable, that ending. You knew Rhea Ripley wasn't going to win. You knew Io Sky wasn't going to win. You knew it was going to be a dodgy finish, which would lead to a triple threat, and that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, not impressed with that. Number 4 on the list, we have Logan Paul brawls with AJ Styles over his WrestleMania challenge. Congratulations. But this feud is garbage. Paul AJ I think it's probably the worst feud going into Mania. I mean, I think they've interacted once. Nobody cares. Number 5, Finn Balor pins Penta after critical Braun Breaker mistake. Braun Breaker hit Penta with a spear. Finn Balor took advantage. 1, 2, 3, senor. And Penta has been pinned for the first time on Monday Night Raw. 6th place, we have Gunther makes Jimmy Uso suffer in a brutal match. So yeah, Gunther just beating down Jimmy Uso, taking care of him. Bang, bang. Good night. Done. Finished. Finito. Then in 7th place, what else did we have? We had garbage, man. The New Day steal a win over UK's Catch Republic. That was crap. Honestly, just because these guys are born in the UK, why do they think that the UK fans are going to care? Like, let's be honest. Let's say, for example, this homeless guy was born in fucking Mexico, and WWE went to Mexico City to do a show, and they brought out this Mexican guy. Are the Mexican crowd going to cheer him more than they would like Stone Cold? No. They would prefer Stone Cold, not some bum. I mean, who gives a shit if it's Mexican, some Mexican bum, or if it's Stone Cold Steve Austin? You know, we want Stone Cold. I mean, a nationality's not that deep. It's not that important. So I don't know why WWE thought that Tyler Bate and that other fucking monstrosity of a man, I forget his name, Pete Dunne, that's the one. The guy that likes to snap fingers in little moustache mountain with his little dwarf legs. New Catch Republic. I mean, fuck right off. How about get a new job? Eh? How about that? New job, new company, new promotion. Fuck off to indie midget wrestling or something.com and just get out of the WWE, because these guys shouldn't be here. Anyway, New Catch Republic and the New Day. This is not a big deal, but I don't think two teams should have the name New in their name. I don't know. It's a bit shite if you ask me. And that was pretty much it. That was the only clips from the show. Everything else was like either an exclusive or something else. So, yeah, that was it. Everything else is like an exclusive that doesn't count. So there's your numbers, guys. Cena and Rhodes dominating, but other than that, very disappointing. 2.9 million. It's WWE's fault. You know, they gave us 2 shit promos with John Cena, and then they expected everyone to care just because they gave us a half-decent third promo. It doesn't work that way. How about you give us good shit every week, and then maybe we'll tune in. Maybe we'll care. You know, maybe we'll be there. Anyway, that's it. Till next time. Peace.